My dear friend, listen to me with all the seriousness of your heart. Have you ever felt alone in this world? Have you ever walked through life wondering if there is truly someone out there who sees you, who values you, who treasures you not for what you can give, not for what you can perform, not for how you appear, but simply for who you are? There is a truth that must shake your soul today. God is leading you to someone who already loves you. Not tomorrow, not someday in the distance, but even now. God is arranging the steps of your life to bring you face to face with the very soul that has been prepared to embrace you as you are. Do not think for a moment that love is random. Do not believe the lie that you must chase people, beg for affection, or force yourself into relationships that drain your spirit. When God is the one writing your story, the pages turn with divine timing. The connections you need are not stumbled upon by chance. They are guided by the unseen hand of God. And hear me well, if God is leading you, He is not leading you toward rejection, toward betrayal, or toward heartache. God is leading you to someone who already loves you, someone who, by His design, recognizes your worth before the world ever did. Many of you have wasted your strength on people who never cared for your soul. You poured your heart into those who only took from you. You gave loyalty to those who repaid you with dishonor. But God does not abandon His children to live in cycles of emptiness. God's love is not expressed by leaving you bound to those who despise your light. No, my friend, God intervenes. He removes the counterfeit so that He may bring the genuine. He closes doors so that you will not keep knocking where no love resides. He shuts down conversations so you will not waste another breath pleading for affection where none exists. And instead, He begins to guide your feet toward a divine appointment, a meeting with someone who already values the very essence of who you are. Think about this. Before you were ever aware of your own longing, before you even whispered your prayers for companionship, God already planted love for you in the heart of another. God already designed the intersection of your lives. This is not imagination. This is the reality of divine preparation. The world will tell you to chase love, to compromise for acceptance, to sell your worth cheap just to be chosen. But God says, stand still and watch how I lead you. For when God leads, He leads with precision. And the one He is leading you to already carries within them a love for you. Not a love that must be earned, not a love that must be begged for, but a love that simply is. And hear me, child of God, this truth is not only about romance, it stretches far beyond. It may be a friend who will hold you up when you are weary. It may be a mentor who will see your potential when others overlooked it. It may be a partner in life who will walk beside you with unwavering faithfulness. Whoever it is, the principle stands. God is leading you to someone who already loves you. This love is not selfish. It is not shallow. It is not temporary. It is deep. It is pure. It is steady because it has been authored by the hand of the Almighty. But let me warn you, the reason so many miss this blessing is because they refuse to trust the timing of God. You grow impatient. You want to see everything now. You settle for less because waiting feels too long. You compromise because loneliness feels too heavy. And in doing so, you trade the eternal plan of God for a temporary fix. Do not do it. Do not ruin what God has been preparing for you simply because you refuse to wait. The one God has for you is not hidden because they do not exist. They are hidden because the right time has not yet arrived. Just as the sun rises not a moment too early and not a moment too late, so too will God's timing bring forth the person who already carries love for you in their heart. Lift your head and walk with dignity. Stop crying over those who left you. Stop chasing after those who ignored you. Stop mourning over those who despise the gift you are. If they walked away, let them go. If they rejected you, thank God, for He was saving you from false love. If they betrayed you, rejoice, for God was exposing their true heart before you gave them more of yourself. The rejection you faced was not the end of your story. It was the clearing of the path for someone who already loves you to step in. God never removes without replacing. God never allows loss without preparing gain. And the one He has for you, mark my words, they will not need to be convinced to love you. They already do. Oh, how freeing it is when you finally understand that you do not need to beg for what God has already prepared. When you grasp this, your soul rests. You stop striving. You stop lowering yourself. You stop entertaining counterfeits. Instead, you stand in holy confidence, knowing that the same God who formed you, who numbered your days, who clothed you in worth, is the same God leading you step by step toward a soul that honors you. And this love, because it is from God, will not waver when storms come. It will not fade when trials arise. It will not vanish when difficulties appear. For what God authors cannot be erased by the world. Some of you listening right now have prayed for years, asking, God, when will it be my turn? When will I see love that is true, love that does not hurt, love that does not abandon? And I am here to tell you, God has heard every word of your prayer. He has seen every tear you cried in secret. He has watched the nights you lay awake in silence, wondering if anyone would ever truly care for you. And God has not been blind to your pain. No, He has been working in the unseen, aligning circumstances, shaping hearts, preparing the right moment when your paths will cross. Do not think that God has forgotten you. He has been orchestrating something greater than you could imagine. The love God is leading you to is not noisy. It is not a performance. It does not need to announce itself with grand displays. It simply is. And you will know it not because it screams loudly, but because it feels like peace. You will recognize it not because it forces itself, but because it flows naturally. You will see it not because you had to demand it, but because it was freely given. The soul God is preparing for you already holds this love, and when you meet them, you will not need to fight to be valued. They will see you, and they will know. Do not underestimate the power of God's leading. Sometimes He will shut down opportunities you thought were good because He knows they would destroy you. Sometimes He will delay because He knows you are not ready yet. Sometimes He will test your patience because He wants to refine your faith. But through it all, the destination remains the same. He is leading you to someone who already loves you. Listen closely, my friend, because this message is not a coincidence for you today. This is not just another moment scrolling through life. This is a divine interruption. God has brought these words before you because He wants to shake the doubt from your heart and awaken your faith once again. God is leading you to someone who already loves you, not tomorrow, not in some vague hope, but in the living reality of His plan unfolding step by step. And if God has declared it, no force in this world can undo it. So many walk through life hungry for love, begging for crumbs of attention, chasing after people who do not value them. But God never intended for His children to live begging. God never intended for you to bow before rejection and call it love. Love, in its purest form, is a gift that flows from Him. And when God is the one leading, the person He brings into your life is not coming to use you, not coming to harm you, not coming to test your worth. They are coming because the love in their heart was planted there by the hand of God Himself. Do you understand what this means? It means you do not have to twist yourself into someone you are not. You do not have to beg to be chosen. You do not have to sacrifice your dignity to earn what is already written in your destiny. The one God has prepared for you is not blind to your worth. They already see it. They already feel it. They already love you, not because you performed for it, not because you begged for it, but because God has aligned their heart with yours. Oh, how often we settle for less than this. How often we chase after people who never had the capacity to love us in the first place. And then, when they leave, we cry out to God as though He has failed us. But hear me well, every person who walked away was part of God's protection. Every closed door was God's mercy. Every heartbreak was God saving you from counterfeit love so that your heart would be free to receive the one who already carries true love for you within their soul. And this love, the one God is guiding you to, is not ordinary. It is not shallow. It is not temporary. It will not fade like the love of this world. It will not collapse under pressure. It will not disappear when the storm comes. Why? Because it is not man-made. It is God-given. And what God gives, no hand can take away. What God ordains, no force can destroy. What God plants, no storm can uproot. You may not see it now, but God is arranging things behind the scenes. That is why certain relationships ended suddenly. That is why certain friendships dried up. That is why certain people lost interest in you without explanation. It was not your fault. It was God's hand removing the wrong ones, so you would not be distracted when the right one appeared. God is too wise to let you waste years in the arms of someone who does not truly love you. And God is too faithful to leave you empty. But I must remind you, God's leading requires your trust. You cannot receive this blessing if you are still holding on to bitterness from the past. You cannot see where God is taking you if your eyes are still fixed on what He already removed. Do not cling to dead branches when God has prepared a tree that bears living fruit. Do not cry for what left when what is coming is ordained with eternal purpose. The one God is preparing for you will not need convincing. They already love you. And let me tell you something else. When this person enters your life, you will know. You will not need to force it. You will not need to chase it. You will not need to prove yourself. Their love will feel like rest, not like striving. Their presence will feel like peace, not confusion. For God is not the author of chaos, but of clarity. When He leads you to someone who already loves you, everything about it will carry the fingerprint of His divine peace. But do not mistake God's peace for the absence of trials. Yes, challenges may come. Yes, life may still test you, but the love God has prepared will withstand it. Why? Because real love, love planted by God, is tested but not broken, shaken but not destroyed, pressed but not crushed. It is a love that endures because it does not come from selfish desire, but from the eternal will of God. Let this truth liberate you. You do not need to chase people anymore. You do not need to compete for attention anymore. You do not need to diminish your worth just to feel wanted. God has already written love into your story, and the one He is leading you to is already carrying it for you. The burden you feel now is only the weight of transition, the shifting of your life as God removes what was false and makes room for what is true. My friend, I want you to open the eyes of your heart and hear this with all the weight of truth. When God is guiding you, He is not guiding you aimlessly. He is not pushing you in circles. He is not leaving you to stumble in confusion. Every step you take, every turn you make, every door that opens and every door that shuts is part of a divine choreography. And within that design, there is a destination. God is leading you to someone who already loves you. This is not mere comfort for your loneliness. It is a truth that carries the authority of God's promise. Think of how God works in creation. He sets the stars in the heavens, not one out of place. He orders the seas, not one drop wasted. He designs every season, every sunrise, every sunset with precision. If God takes such care in the details of creation, how much more care does He take in guiding the relationships that will shape your destiny? You are not forgotten. You are not unseen. God's hand is on your life, and His plan is to lead you into a love that already exists for you, a love that has been waiting for you before you even knew how to ask for it. Now, here is a truth that many overlook. Before God brings the right person into your life, He will allow the wrong ones to reveal themselves. He will let counterfeits walk across your path so that you will recognize the difference when the genuine arrives. Every heartbreak was not punishment, it was preparation. Every betrayal was not a curse, it was education. Every rejection was not abandonment, it was God's redirection. The very pain you thought was breaking you was shaping you to discern real love when it finally appears. And the one God is leading you to already carries that love in their soul, waiting for the appointed moment to meet you. But understand this, God does not prepare only the one you are meant to meet. He prepares you too. Many people cry out for love, but are not yet ready to receive it. They want loyalty while living in compromise. They want depth while dwelling in shallowness. They want commitment while entertaining distraction. God's love cannot be planted in unprepared soil. That is why He has been refining you, stripping away your pride, cleansing your heart, teaching you patience and strengthening your faith. He has been pruning you so that when the one who already loves you appears, you will not sabotage the blessing by carrying the wounds of your past. This is why you cannot cling to bitterness. Bitterness poisons love. Resentment blinds your vision. Anger shuts down your ability to see God's hand at work. Release it. Let go of the grudges against those who failed to love you. Do not carry the shadows of yesterday into the sunrise of tomorrow. God cannot lead you forward while you are chained to the past. Free yourself, because the one He is guiding you to deserves the healed version of you, the version that knows how to love without fear and receive love without suspicion. And mark this in your spirit, the love God is leading you to is not love that drains you, but love that fills you. It is not love that breaks you, but love that builds you. It is not love that hides, but love that is open, honest, steady, and strong. It does not disguise itself. It does not manipulate. It does not disappear when tested. Why? Because it is anchored in God's will, not in human convenience. And when something is anchored in God's will, no storm can uproot it. Too many have confused infatuation with love, attention with affection, flattery with devotion. These counterfeits glitter on the surface, but carry no depth in the soul. But the one God has for you, the one who already loves you, will see through to your spirit. They will honor your worth even when the world ignores it. They will support your growth even when it demands sacrifice. They will stand by you not for what you can give, but for who you are. And they will love you not because of their own strength, but because God Himself placed that love in their heart. Do not think it strange then when God delays. Do not think it strange when you watch others find companionship while you are still waiting. Your path is different. Your timing is sacred. Your journey is unique. God is not measuring you against others. He is preparing something specifically for you. And while others may settle quickly, you are called to wait for the extraordinary. Their story may be rushed, but yours will be refined. Their connection may be shallow, but yours will be divine. And when God finally unveils it, you will see why the wait was worth every tear, every lonely night, every unanswered question. Here is a vision I want you to hold in your heart one day. You will look back at the people who rejected you, and thank God they did. You will look back at the doors that closed, and bless God they shut. You will look back at the nights you cried, and realize those tears were watering the soil for your harvest. And standing before you will be the one God prepared, the one who already loves you. And in that moment, you will understand nothing was wasted, nothing was delayed, nothing was in vain. It was all the hand of God leading you step by step into the embrace of a love that was destined for you. So rise in faith and walk with confidence. Stop lowering your standards to fit into spaces that God never called you to. Stop begging for love where there is none. Stop forcing connections that God has already broken. If you must beg for attention, it is not love. If you must compromise your dignity, it is not love. If you must silence your truth, it is not love. The one God has prepared already carries love for you freely without condition. And when you encounter it, you will finally understand the difference between what the world calls love and what God has prepared as love. And let me say this boldly, God's plan for you is not just to be loved, but to be cherished. God's plan is not just for you to be accepted, but to be celebrated. God's plan is not just for you to be tolerated, but to be embraced fully, wholly, joyfully. And the one He is leading you to will not see you as an option. They will see you as destiny. They will not treat you as temporary. They will treat you as irreplaceable, because their love for you will not be born out of convenience, but out of God's eternal design. This is why I tell you, trust God. Trust Him when it hurts. Trust Him when it delays. Trust Him when it makes no sense. Trust Him when you feel overlooked. Trust Him when you are tired of waiting, for what He has planned is greater than what you imagine. And the one He is leading you to will make you forget the pain of those who failed you, because their love will prove that every rejection was worth it. God is not leading you toward heartbreak. God is not leading you toward betrayal. God is not leading you toward emptiness. God is leading you toward someone who already loves you, someone who at this very moment may be praying for you, may be longing for you, may be preparing their heart for you just as you are being prepared for them. And when the paths of your lives finally meet, you will not call it luck. You will not call it chance. You will know deep in your soul it was God. My beloved friend, let me drive this truth even deeper into your spirit. When God leads, He leads with purpose. He does not send people into your life by accident. He does not arrange meetings without intention. Every encounter, every moment, every crossing of paths is part of a design greater than your understanding. And the highest proof of His care is this: God is leading you to someone who already loves you. Before you even knew how to cry out for love, before your lips ever formed the prayer, God had already placed love for you in another heart. That love is not forming, it already exists. That love is not conditional, it is eternal, because God Himself authored it. Now hear me, because this is where many fail to grasp the wisdom of God love. The kind that comes from Him does not begin when you meet someone. It is planted before you ever arrive. Just as a seed is buried in the ground long before the harvest is seen, so has God buried love for you in the heart of another, waiting for the season when it will bloom before your eyes. This is why you cannot rush. You cannot demand the fruit before the seed has matured. If you pull too early, you ruin the harvest. But if you trust God's timing, you will taste love at its ripest, purest, most perfect form, the love He has been nurturing for you all along. Some of you are frustrated because you are tired of waiting. You look around and see others walking in companionship while you remain in solitude. And you begin to question, has God forgotten me? Has God overlooked me? No, God has not forgotten you. He is protecting you. He is shielding you from counterfeit love so that when true love appears, you will not mistake it. The silence you feel is not abandonment, it is preparation. The delay you experience is not denial, it is perfection. For what God is preparing is far too precious to be rushed. And let me speak to your wounded places. Do not think the rejections of your past were a reflection of your worth. No, they were a revelation of theirs. They revealed that those people did not have the capacity to carry the weight of your heart. And so God, in His mercy, removed them, not because you were unworthy of love, but because you were worthy of better love, the kind of love that already sees you, already honors you, already cherishes you, the kind of love that has been set apart for you by the very hand of God. This is why you must stop looking backward. You cannot drive forward while staring in the rearview mirror. You cannot step into the love God has prepared while holding on to the ashes of what He has burned away. Release it, Let go of the bitterness. Forgive the ones who could not stay. Bless the ones who betrayed you. Because every departure was a doorway to destiny. Every goodbye was making room for a hello from the one God has chosen. And that one, even now, already carries love for you in their heart. Understand this. When God leads you to them, it will not be forced. It will not be confusing. It will not leave you doubting whether it is real. God is not the author of chaos. He is the author of clarity. His love is not noisy, it is steady. His guidance is not frantic, it is peaceful. When you meet the one He has prepared, you will feel the calm assurance that you are exactly where you belong. Their love will not demand you to prove your worth. It will recognize your worth. Their love will not drain you. It will strengthen you. Their love will not fade when challenges come. It will endure because its root is in God. But here is the warning. You must be willing to follow God's leading even when it takes you through seasons of loneliness. Sometimes God will isolate you, not to punish you, but to purify you. He will separate you from distractions so you can hear His voice more clearly. He will strip away counterfeits so you can stop confusing noise for truth. The wilderness is not the end of your story. It is the preparation ground for your promise. And while you walk through it, trust that God is also preparing someone else who already loves you, someone who is walking through their own journey, so that at the right moment, your paths will collide like rivers flowing into one stream. And let me say something that will set many free. The love God is leading you to will not require you to compromise your faith, your values, or your dignity. If you must bend what you believe to keep them, they are not from God. If you must lower your standards to hold on to them, they are not from God. The one God has prepared will honor your faith, respect your values, and celebrate your dignity. They will love you in alignment with God's truth, not in rebellion against it. Because God does not join you to someone who will lead you away from Him. God only leads you to someone who will help anchor you in Him. And oh, the beauty of this divine love, it will not feel like a burden, but like a blessing. It will not exhaust you, but will refresh your soul. It will not weaken you, but will strengthen your faith. Together, you will walk in unity, not because you are identical, but because God has aligned your hearts. And when challenges come, and they will, you will not crumble, because the love that holds you together is not dependent on convenience, but on the eternal will of God. My beloved, understand this truth. When people turn against you without reason, when hearts that once smiled at you suddenly turn cold, it is not always a reflection of your character, but a revelation of theirs. Do not waste your energy trying to explain yourself to those who are blinded by envy or hardened by pride. For the hatred that suddenly rises against you is not born in the light of truth, but in the shadows of insecurity. And God, in His infinite wisdom, allows it so you may learn not to depend on the fragile approval of people, but to stand firmly on His eternal foundation. Do not be shaken when their whispers grow louder. Do not tremble when their rejection pierces your soul. For God does not measure you by their words. He measures you by your heart. The same God who raised prophets above the insults of their nations is the same God who will carry you through the storms of slander and betrayal. Those who hate you are not your enemies. They are your teachers, sent by God to strip away your need for human applause, so that you may walk clothed only in the approval of heaven. Remember this, the hatred of people is often the evidence of God's favor upon your life. Why? Because light will always disturb darkness. Purity will always expose corruption. And truth will always agitate lies. So when people rise against you without cause, it is a sign that your presence carries weight, that your spirit carries fire, and that your destiny carries greatness. God is sharpening you through their rejection, molding you through their envy, and preparing to exalt you above the reach of their schemes. Do not fight back with bitterness, for bitterness chains the soul. Do not curse them in anger, for anger blinds the heart. Instead, rise above. Trust God to be your defender, your shield, and your judge. For the one who sees in secret knows every plot, every lie, and every act of hatred launched against you. And when God decides to act, no hand can stop his justice. Hear me. Sometimes God allows the hate of others to push you out of places you were never meant to stay. Their rejection becomes the divine wind that propels you into a higher calling. Their betrayal becomes the very key that unlocks the next door of your destiny. So instead of asking, why do they hate me? Lift your eyes and ask, God, what are you teaching me through this? For every attack carries within it a hidden lesson, and every storm conceals a greater blessing. Beloved, stay steadfast. Let your heart remain anchored in the truth that God is your portion, your protector, and your sustainer. The hatred of people may surround you, but the love of God will shield you. Their words may cut, but God's hand will heal. Their rejection may sting, but God's acceptance will lift you higher than you ever imagined. Walk with courage, for the hatred of men cannot undo the favor of God. My beloved, when people rise up against you, when envy poisons their hearts and their words drip with malice, do not be shaken. Do not waste your days trying to understand why hatred suddenly appeared where there was once peace. Understand this truth. The closer you move toward the light of God, the more the darkness within others is exposed. Their hostility is not truly against you. It is against the reflection of God's presence shining through you. Hatred is often the reaction of weak spirits who cannot bear the weight of truth or the glow of divine favor resting on your life. God does not allow hatred to touch you without purpose. He allows it to awaken your strength, sharpen your faith, and test your endurance. Hatred is not a sign of your downfall. It is a signal of your elevation. The storms people create around you are often God's way of pushing you higher. Like the eagle that soars above the storm, you too are being called to rise above the noise of bitterness and resentment. Let their hatred become the wind beneath your wings, carrying you to the heights God has prepared for you. When they speak against you, remember, God hears. When they plot against you, remember, God sees. When they try to destroy you, remember, God protects. Nothing reaches you except by God's will, and if God allows it, then it will only serve as a tool to refine you. Hatred cannot stop a soul chosen by God. Malice cannot cripple a destiny sealed by His decree. You are not defined by their words. You are defined by God's plan, and His plan is always greater than the schemes of man. So walk with dignity. Hold your head high. Do not waste your energy fighting shadows. The truth is this: those who hate you are often revealing the greatness God has placed inside you. If you were insignificant, no one would waste their breath on you. The jealousy of others is a silent confirmation of your value. Their rejection is often God's redirection. Their opposition is often the stage upon which God displays His protection. Therefore, let no hatred disturb your peace. Anchor your soul in God alone. For hatred may roar like thunder, but the calm of God will always outlast the storm. Those who despise you today may watch in awe tomorrow when God exalts you before their very eyes. Be patient, for the hand of God is steady, and His timing is perfect. My beloved, when God raises you up, there is nothing on earth or in the heavens that can pull you down. But you must understand this truth: the higher God lifts you, the stronger the winds of opposition will blow. When God places His light upon you, do not be surprised when darkness tries to surround you. People will begin to whisper, criticize, and even hate you, not because of who you are, but because of the God who works mightily through you. Hatred is often not about you at all. It is about the reflection of God's glory shining through your life. Do not be shaken when those who once praised you suddenly turn against you. Do not lose heart when the ones you helped the most become the ones who betray you. This is not a sign of your weakness. It is a sign of your divine calling. The hatred of people is often the confirmation that you are walking in the will of God. If you were doing nothing, if you were standing for nothing, if you carried no truth, no power, and no purpose, then no one would bother opposing you. But because you carry the presence of God, the enemy cannot remain silent. Hatred is a strange thing. It is fueled not always by your faults, but by your favor. Some people see what God has given you, and instead of rejoicing, they burn with envy. They see the peace you have, the strength you walk with, the blessings over your life, and deep within their hearts, they cannot bear it. Yet, my friend, their hatred is powerless against the hand of God. When God has chosen to protect you, no evil plot can succeed. When God has decreed your rise, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. So lift your head high and do not be discouraged. Remember that the greatest men and women chosen by God throughout history faced opposition. They were mocked, rejected, and hated, but God sustained them, God uplifted them, and God vindicated them. Do not waste your energy fighting back with bitterness. Do not lower yourself to the level of those who despise you. Instead, stand firm, rooted in the strength of God, and let Him be your defender. For the hatred of people cannot stop the love of God, and the rejection of man cannot cancel the acceptance of the Almighty. Hold on to this truth. The very people who speak against you today will one day witness how God has blessed you. Those who doubted you will be silenced by the evidence of God's hand on your life. And while they may hate you, they cannot deny that the power of God surrounds you. Their hatred is only a shadow, but you walk in the light of the one who created all things. My beloved, let me remind you again, when people turn against you without reason, when hearts that once smiled at you suddenly burn with bitterness, it is not always a reflection of who you are. It is often a revelation of what God has placed within you. Hatred is sometimes a reaction not to your actions, but to your very existence, because your presence carries the light of God, and light will always disturb the darkness. Do not be shaken by their words. Do not bow beneath the weight of their rejection, for what they see in you is the evidence of God's favor upon your life, and favor always provokes envy. Understand this truth. God allows the hidden intentions of people to be revealed through their sudden hatred. What was concealed in their hearts comes to the surface, so you may see clearly who is truly for you and who only pretended to be. This is not a punishment, it is protection. God removes the mask from the faces of those who wish you harm, not to break you, but to save you from walking with the wrong ones. He separates you so that His purpose can be fulfilled without interference. When their voices rise against you, do not answer with bitterness, answer with silence and trust, for God Himself is your defender. When God chooses to elevate you, understand that not everyone will rejoice. Some will smile in your face, but tremble in their hearts, because the same God who lifts you reminds them of their own emptiness. But do not let their hatred pull you down. Keep your eyes fixed on God, for His hand is not moved by the opinions of men. Their rejection cannot cancel God's plan. Their whispers cannot undo His decree. He who called you will sustain you, and He who sustains you will vindicate you. Let me tell you, my brothers and sisters, hatred can be a signal. It is a signpost that you are moving in the direction God has set for you. If no one ever opposed you, if no one ever spoke against you, it may be a sign that you are standing still. But when God propels you forward, when He shifts you into new territory, resistance will come. And that resistance is not there to stop you. It is there to prove you. It is in the face of opposition that your faith must stand tall, declaring, God is enough for me. God is my protector. God is my witness. Do not allow their hatred to turn into hatred within you. That is the trap of the enemy. The moment you allow bitterness to enter your heart, you lose sight of God's peace. Let their hatred be fuel for your closeness to God. Let their rejection push you deeper into prayer. Let their betrayal teach you to rely not on human approval, but on the approval of the Almighty. For God's love is greater than every insult. His presence is richer than every friendship you lost. His promise is stronger than every lie spoken against you. My beloved, let me tell you this truth with the fire of conviction. When people rise against you without cause, when whispers turn into storms of slander, when hands that once applauded you suddenly point in accusation, do not be shaken. For these storms are not always born from your failures, but from the greatness that God has placed inside you. Darkness despises light. Mediocrity despises excellence. Weakness despises strength. And when the hand of God is upon you, when His favor rests on your life, the envy of others will rise like waves crashing against a rock. But the rock does not move. It stands because its foundation is God Himself. Do not seek to defend yourself endlessly before men, for your defender is the Lord. Do not waste your breath trying to explain your calling to those who are blind to it, for sight is a gift that only God can give. Instead, keep your eyes fixed on the one who lifts you above the hatred of men. For the truth is, their hatred is often the very confirmation of your anointing. If you were insignificant, no one would care. But because God has marked you for a higher purpose, the adversary stirs hearts against you to distract and discourage you. But listen to me, when God has decreed your rise, no slander can block it. When God has opened your door, no enemy can close it. When God has chosen to honor you, no crowd of haters can stop His hand. Their hatred will not break you, it will make you. Their jealousy will not kill you. It will push you closer to your destiny. Just as fire refines gold, so too does opposition refine the soul that trusts in God. So take this as your strength. Every attack against you is secretly an announcement that God is doing something great in your life. The louder the hatred, the greater the destiny. The fiercer the resistance, the closer the breakthrough. God is not silent. He is preparing you to stand where others cannot stand, to shine where others cannot shine, to endure what others cannot endure. Do not fear their words. Do not bend under their pressure. Do not surrender to their schemes. Instead, stand tall, walk boldly, and keep moving in faith, for the shield of God is upon you. He will make your enemies stumble in their own traps. He will cause their weapons to return to their own hands. He will turn their hatred into your elevation. And when it is all said and done, the same mouths that cursed you will have no choice but to witness your blessing. Lift your head, chosen soul. The hate you face is not your destruction. It is your announcement. God is revealing to you that your light cannot be hidden, and no darkness can overcome what He has ordained. Trust Him, for His plan is greater than their plots, and His power is stronger than their poison. Beloved, remember this truth. When people suddenly hate you, it is not always about who you are, but about what God has placed within you. Their rejection is not your downfall. It is your confirmation that you are chosen, set apart, and divinely guided. Do not chase after those who walk away, for if they could leave, they were never meant to stay. Do not waste your tears on those who turn cold, for God Himself has removed them so your destiny may unfold. Lift your heart with courage and know this: every arrow of hate will be turned into a testimony of strength. Every betrayal will be turned into a stepping stone. Every closed door will make way for a greater door that only God can open. What man means for evil, God uses for good. So walk boldly, live fearlessly, and keep your trust anchored in God alone. Let them hate, let them whisper, let them mock, for their voices will fade, but the voice of God will remain forever. And when His hand is upon you, no force in heaven or earth can stop the blessing, the protection, and the purpose He has ordained for your life. That is why you must not be shaken, you must not be broken, you must not bend under the pressure of human opinion. Because in the end, it is not the judgment of people that defines you. It is the power, the mercy, and the favor of Almighty God. Stand firm, stand strong, and walk forward knowing that God is with you. And that is all you will ever need.